Hey everybody, how's it going? So today I'm going to do a video on some Toyota parts. I got quite a bit of parts. I wanted to give you guys the part numbers. So it's just going to be a informational video for a 2000 Toyota 4Runner. Whether it's an SR5 or a limited or a base model, doesn't matter, 1996 to 2002. Appreciate you guys watching. Please stick around and I'll see you guys there. Hey everybody, how's it going? Alright, before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, and smoosh the bell notification icon for future updates. Alright, so this is going to be a Toyota part video. I just got lots of part numbers. Want to give you guys the part numbers in case anybody needs them. As well as I got a couple things from Napa, a couple parts from Napa as well. I don't have the part numbers for those, but I will tell you what they are. And I also have some other items. So I got these tan door handles, interior door handles from 1996 to 2002. I got these off eBay. I'm not sure what the part numbers on these are, but I'll see if I can link all of these items down below for you guys. These are the door handles that I took out of the 4Runner, the limited 4x4. These are what is known as oak beige, and they're kind of like a tannish, creamy beige color. The reason I took these out was because I ended up putting in a oak brown, which is a darker brown. This is kind of a beige color. The other ones are brown, and I can show you guys that at the end of the video. So first item I'm going to show a part number on. This is the antenna assembly motor. It is part number 86300-35111. This is the entire assembly, motor and everything, including the mast. And I have done separate videos on all of these things. It is a genuine Toyota motor. This is what plugs into the back of your stereo. This is your antenna. It's got the power plug, as well as it also has a antenna mast in it, and the nut and everything here. We'll put this one back in the box. Put this back. I'll put this in the 4Runner. I have two 4Runners. I got the SR5 that I got into a wreck, as well as I have the new limited. So these are steering rack bushing kits. This one is a Napa Solution. It says Napa Solutions. It's supposed to be a Dorman kit. And then this one right here is a Napa chassis bushing kit as well. These are not open, so these are for the steering rack. These are, there you go. So this round bushing right here actually goes right here. And then it shows you where the other bushings and everything go. I got two bushing kits, one for the SR5, and then one for the new limited. Both the kits are a little different. This one is like a neoprene and rubber. This one is 905-401-20319-52413. So these are just all for the steering rack. Those are not Toyota parts, but I figured I'd show you guys. Next one is just the mast antenna assembly. If you guys just need this part by itself, it's called the rod and pipe and shield. It is part number 6337-35111. Technically matches the motor assembly at the back, which is 35111. This one is 86300. The rod and pipe assembly or mast, antenna mast, is 86337, so it's just a little bit different. Got that. We do have a new transmission dipstick. This is called gauge sub assembly, is what Toyota calls it. It is part number gauge sub assembly trans, part number 35103-34060. New transmission dipstick. We got a new tube sub-assembly for the trans. This is what the dipstick goes into. This is the upper tube. The lower tube, I will have to do a secondary video like this on the lower tube. The lower tube is permanently affixed to the transmission pan. I do need to get another transmission pan because it's leaking. I got the upper tube and the transmission dipstick, but I need to pick up the transmission pan soon. This tube sub-assembly trans 35013-34060. Alright, we got some switches in here that I got on eBay. So this right here, probably help if I turn the light on. This is the computer four-wheel drive controller. It is part number 89533-35070 179600-0201 12-volt Denso, made in Japan. This outer case is ABS plastic. This is for this is the computer module for the e-locker switch, as well as it runs to the e-locker for the rear diff. Here is the e-locker switch. I actually have two of these switches. Light bulbs are on the side. Part number for these switches is 156538. 156538, exact same part number. One has the pigtail, one does not. This is the original flasher relay for the Toyota. It's part number 12-01. Denso, made in Japan. 79007 dot. On the back it says flasher 81980-12070. 166500-0300, 12.8 volt. And then this guy right here is the hazard switch. And most of this is covered up. 1579 TR95. That's all the information I can get on that. This also does have a light in it right here. So those are those. You can find these things, you know, just search 2000 4Runner and then state flasher relay or state hazard switch, and you can find them. They're pretty readily available. I got a bag full of goodies here. These are all Toyota OEM parts. So I already assembled some of these parts. So this right here is actually the old reservoir. I have the new reservoir from Toyota already installed with a new reservoir cap right here. There's the rack that needs to go in the limited. Here's the sway bar that I painted. I got it painted up, looking a little better than the rustiness it looked like when I got it. And then I have all the hardware and everything right here, which is not going to be used. I'm going to be saving all this hardware because a lot of it's in that bag. Brand new pulley, and this nut right here is brand new as well. But I do have the items in the bag. So first one, kind of bring you guys back up. Gonna lock this down so it doesn't move again. Alright, so the first one, this is the Reservoir Sub Assembly. And this is the old one. I just took the old one, put it in the bag. Here, I'll show you guys. It is the old one. It's in pretty bad condition. Pretty rusty. There's a hole right there. But I want to make sure I can get you guys the, at least give you guys the part numbers. So the Reservoir Sub Assembly, or the power steering reservoir, is 44306 35240. Gonna set that one aside. Next one, I've already installed this one as well, and I'll show you guys real quick what I mean. This is the old, license plate assembly. So one of the screen, the covers is missing. You can see this one's really dirty. So one of the clear covers and the gaskets was missing. So all I have is one, which means one was exposed to the elements, and these halogen bulbs are 194 bulbs. And it was just a matter of time before it was going to get destroyed and popped. So here is the new ones that came in that bag. Brand new wire harness, brand new light housings. I already got them attached. I put LED bulbs in here. Enza or Zevo LED Sylvania bulbs, which are 194 bulbs from AutoZone. So I got the new assemblies. It's got the covers and the gaskets and everything already pre-assembled. This is the housing where your license plate goes, as well as your door lock and everything. And this is pretty scratched all to hell. Excuse my language, but that door, I'm gonna end up probably replacing that entire hatch door because it's got a lot of rust. But I put the old parts in the bags that they came out of, so you guys know what they are, because I took parts off, put new parts on. So the lamp assembly for license plate is 81270-35120. So that one's that one. As you guys saw, the pump, I showed you the power steering pump. This is the old, rusted, corroded pulley that I just decided to put back in the bag. Like I said, I took old parts off, put new parts on. So it's called pulley vane pump. There's only one power steering pulley on the vehicle, but the part number is 44311-34030. This one is door lock holder, and there's two of them in here. So this part is actually this piece right here. So the little door lock switch that goes up and down, this is the little cover that goes into the door, and the door lock switch slides up and down in this cavity. So this, for my vehicle, it's kind of a mocha brown, kind of a mocha chocolate brown. It is 69751-35030-E as in Edward 0. I bought two of them. One of them I didn't need to install. The other one I realized it wasn't broken. It was just, it was on the floor. One of them was missing. I installed it. That's why there's one that's empty. Okay, here is the little antenna nut that keeps the motor from falling. This locks it against the quarter panel, So this is 86396-89102. This one right here is the power steering pump nut. This is the old nut, the one I showed you down there. That's kind of a goldish green. That one's the new one. This one is part number 90178-12003. This, again, it's called nut flange, but this is actually the nut that goes and holds the power steering pump pulley on. That one there. This right here is the tube return. This is the tube that mounts to the power steering rack, which is actually this tube right here. This tube right here. I got a brand new one. It's right here. This mounts on the return line side of this power steering rack, which is the top. The bottom is the pressurized line, which has a built-in nut on the line. So this one is part number 44416-04020. Alright. So these three nuts right here are the nuts that hold the power steering lines to the frame. And I'll show you what I mean. So there's these brackets, and I had pre-assembled all these brackets back together. So these little nuts right here and these brackets come on the Toyota power steering lines. So these lines right here, see that bracket right there, it comes pre-installed. So these three nuts actually go into this hole, these, or not nuts, but these bolts. These three bolts actually bolt into the frame of the truck, and you put these in three specific positions on the frame, and it holds the power steering lines in. So these are the old bolts, and these are the new ones. So these are for the power steering lines. So they are 90080-10083. It says washer bolt based H. That's what it says on it. These are for the power steering lines, to bolt them to the frame. This one right here is 90179-16029. This is the large nut that goes on the bolt for this bracket. This bracket, that big rounded horseshoe shaped bushing, goes in here. This mounts over the power steering rack. This nut, if I remember correctly, goes here. No, this one goes to the bolt. I'm sorry. So there's, on the left side, or the driver's side of the frame rail, there is a bolt that goes through the frame. This goes to that. So I'll show you real quick. There's a bolt that goes through the frame. It goes through this bushing all the way out the front. This nut goes right here with a washer. And that bolt is actually in this bag. Here it is. So this bolt right here goes through the entire frame. And then there is a washer in here. Okay, I got two of those washers. One on the back side. So one washer goes here on the nut, or on the bolt. Goes on the back of the bolt. And then, or not on the back of the bolt, but the back of the bushing. So this bolt goes through the frame. Goes through the frame. And this is called the bolt washer base. This part number is 90105-16048. And then the nut, this is the giant nut that goes to this bolt. Like that. Which again is 90179-16029 for the nut. And then here's a close-up for the bolt. It's a big bolt. And then here's the two washers. They're called spacers, but they're washers. 90560160021. That's these guys right here. And I'll show you real quick. So this bolt goes through the frame, and then it goes through this bushing right here. So you bolt this through the frame, and then it just holds onto the frame, and then you slide this bushing. So one of these washers goes on the back right here, just like that. The other one goes on the front. It'd be kind of hard to show you guys. Turn it to the side, there you go. The other washer goes right here on the front, and then this nut goes right here on top and attaches this bolt. So just figured I'd show you guys all the parts in case you guys need them. So we can move all these aside. This is going to be a little bit long video. Got a couple items left. So this is the ornamental antenna attachment. So this nut that I showed you actually goes into this hole right here. And this is what stops the antenna from falling. So the antenna motor assembly. So this is 86392-35020. And the nut is 86396-89102. This is this bolt right here. So this bolt right here, I took off the vehicle, and it's got some corrosion on it. This one, I'm going to save this one for later. I'm going to put the new one on. So this goes to that bracket that I showed you. So this bracket right here, this bolt goes right here in this bracket. So this bolt is called the bolt flange. It's 90080101184. This is for the rack. The bushing goes in here. This bolt goes in here. The bottom one is a stud. It's a double stud. So there's a nut on the inside of the frame of the truck, and that nut holds that stud in. At the other end, there's a sleeve section that slides through this bore, and then at the other end is another section that's got threads that you put the nut on. That's this one. These two nuts. These nuts! So there's two of them. My parts guy accidentally ordered me two. They were only $1. It didn't matter. I only need one. This nut actually goes on the stud that I was talking about on this side. And then you have this, then, you know, you have your bushing kit I showed at the beginning. And then, you know, bolt, a nut on the stud, and the rack is secured on the right side or the passenger side. And then this bolt and all this stuff over here, like I showed a few minutes ago, that secures it on the driver's side. So that is that. There's two of those, which doesn't hurt to have extras because eventually these parts are going to be impossible to find. This bolt right here, this bolt, there's a couple of them. So this one right here goes to the top of the yoke for the steering. So the section of the slide yoke that physically attaches to the steering rack splines. Just to be more specific, so there's a sliding yoke that slides down onto these splines, and it's attached to the steering shaft and the steering wheel. So that's what these items right here are for. So this one goes to the top, which is the slide section, and this one actually with this nut where is it? Uh-oh. I'm missing a washer, a lock washer. It's interesting. Alright, so this one goes to the top of the yoke, the slide section of the yoke. It locks the yoke from sliding up and down. This one is part number 90080-11555. That's that guy right there. This one so this nut right here is part number, says nut hexagon. It is 90170-08008. This nut. And then this one is a bolt washer assembly, 90119-08982. This actually locks the yoke to the power steering rack. There's also a crush washer that I ordered that I guess it's not in that bag. I might have misplaced it. I had it a few minutes ago. But this bolt actually sits in this groove right here. And it pinches the splines on the yoke to lock to this spindle and locks the grooves. So this bolt, the grooves actually help lock the yoke on so it can stay nice and tight. The reason I bought these is because somebody put in a little bitty baby bolt that is way too small. So this is the bolt that I found, which is like a 6-7 millimeter bolt. It's a very small bolt. It's not big enough, it's not thick enough compared to the bolt that's supposed to have. So I picked that up and replaced it. I'm pretty sure that there was a washer. These are the license plate screws. Not the license plate itself, but the license plate light housings. So these little screws right here. Well, I ordered screws because I figured I could fix the old assemblies. In reality, I was missing the rubber gaskets, and yeah, I was missing a couple things. So there was no point for me to, use these, but I did get them coming. These are the license plate screws for the license plate lights. There's 4 of them. It's 81279-89118. Got a couple items left. So this is a Oem Toyota Radiator Cap. This is called Cap Sub Assembly Radiator 16401-20353. It's the part number for the radiator cap. This bolt is this bolt right here. Which this one's in a good shape as well. I'm replacing it anyways. This is for the bolt that goes down into the frame for the power steering rack. It is part number 90119-14056. And I'll show you where that goes real quick. This bolt goes into the frame through this hole right here in this bushing. So this one, when you get this bolt in, and then that bushing and that bracket I just showed you, kind of that baby moon bracket, half moon bracket, goes here. This bolt goes to the frame down right here. That's what that one's for. This is the old power steering reservoir cap. I don't know if it leaks or not, but the whole assembly got replaced. So I replaced the pulley, the pump, the reservoir, and the reservoir cap. This is the old cap. So cap sub assembly reservoir. This is for the power steering reservoir. It is 44305-50020. That's that one. When you buy power steering lines, this is going to be the last item to show you guys. It does come with a new sensor, power steering line pressure sensor. So I have thrown that in the bag. This guy right here is the bracket that I just showed you. Here is a brand new one. It's called the bracket steering 45515-35050. So that is just a brand new version of this bracket. That's all it is. Okay. Looks like there is another bag in here. Oh, there it is. So here's that bolt for the steering, and that nut. And then here's the washer. So this is a spring washer that you put behind the nut. So this nut, the washer, and then the bolt to lock the yoke to the steering, the steering shaft yoke that is attached to the steering wheel to the steering rack. This nut, it's a little lock nut. It is 94512-00800. So those are all the parts that I picked up. I'm not sure if I plan on filming it because it's not really a hard job to get, you know, the steering rack and everything installed. I'm just glad to have the actual appropriate size bolt, and we can it also helps, it will help you guys or whoever needs it down the road, but it also helps me if I ever need to remember what was in these bags. I will have availability of knowing what was in the bag. Just make sure that this fits properly. Yep, fits perfectly fine. The other one is this guy right here, and this one is a little different. I think it might actually be the exact same thread. Yep, it's the exact same thread. Exact same, pretty much same bolt, just different color. You can use either one. You can use the one with the flat washer on the top, or you can use, actually I believe this one does go to the top of the yoke, the slide section of the yoke, if I remember correctly, because this one has splines on it. So I bet you this one is actually supposed to go on the bottom. That locks the... I'm pretty sure this one is the one that actually goes on the bottom, because the washer and everything are the same color. It makes more sense. So this one I'm pretty sure goes right here. Like that. But that is all I got for you guys. I just wanted to make sure that the information was helpful, the best I could. But I do appreciate you guys stopping by, hanging out with me today, checking out the video. I do have, I believe I've actually done a video on the power steering system before. I will see if I can find that video, and I will link it up here in the top right corner. If I don't find it, you know, I have two 2000 Toyota 4Runners. One that's being repaired after the collision. So I'm going to end up having to repair that anyways. Looks like there was a little bit of damage to the actual, not the steering rack, but the assembly, the actual frame that holds the steering rack got tweaked up about a quarter inch, somewhere in there. So I'm going to end up having to repair that. And I can always bring you guys along on that vehicle. The SR5 in the meantime. So I did replace a bunch of rusty stuff. I did replace these bolts. There's nothing too horribly wrong with these bolts. They do have some rust. But, and like I showed a few minutes ago, the newer washer, here's the old washer. It's pretty nasty and corroded. And those two different size nuts. I ended up getting two of these smaller nuts. One of the larger one that goes to that large bolt. I basically just decided to replace everything. It guarantees that if there is a leak, it's because of me, not because of all this old rusty stuff. The brackets and everything else. And here's that bushing. So here's the old bushing. It slides in to this assembly like that. But that's all I got for you guys. I did get the sway bar painted. Tried to get as much rust off of this sway bar as I possibly could. It's pretty bad. Especially right where these bushings are. It was pretty bad. You can see the wrinkling where it's rusted. Nothing I could do about it until I can find another sway bar. Toyota doesn't have the sway bar at the moment. New steering rack, new outer and inner tie rods. They're nice and stiff. New license plate lights. I did end up gluing this seal back onto this trim bezel right here. It looks like I'm gonna have to get a new hatch, a brand new complete hatch door, because this is pretty broken. A lot of this seal is hard. I did my best to super glue it and hope that it stays, the best it can. I also have some stereo work to do, which is what's in here. Here's all the stereo stuff, the new the 8200 NEX navigation unit. Lots of, backup camera, wires. Here's the brake caliper off my SR5. Here's the spindle that's broken. As you can see, it's broken. I'm looking for another spindle. This is that soft line that I just installed, that steel braided soft line with the red cover. That's broken. The O2, not the O2 sensor, but the ABS sensor right there, which is the wheel speed sensor. I'm not sure why that's wet. Brake caliper is fine. It's in good condition, just needs to be cleaned. Put a cap on it. And I need to take the brake pads out, which they have about 40-50% life left. It was really too heavy to move this rim. This is the rim that flew off. This is the rim and tire that is spare that goes underneath the Limited. This one came off of the SR5. This one is a Goodyear Wrangler Ultra Terrain AT. And this one is a 265/75/16. This one is a Wrangler Duratrack, Goodyear Wrangler Duratrack, 265/70/R16. So my SR5 had smaller tires, but my SR5 has wider rims than these Toyota rims. These Toyota rims are not very wide. They're actually quite narrow, and so is this section right here. This tire is 2 inches narrower on the tread than this Duratrack. You can actually see how they're not as wide as the Duratracks. So I'm going to end up, after these tires are used, I'm going to end up buying some Wrangler Duratracks in 265/75/R16s. We're also going to be looking for some aftermarket rims that I can put on the Limited, because my wife would like some aftermarket rims. All 4 of these rims, these Toyota rims, are badly corroded. Like they're badly corroded. And they're rusted out. And I would prefer just to change them out. I plan on doing upper and lower control arms, ball joints, lower and upper control arms in the rear, as well as I already painted most of the truck. And I'll take you guys out there real quick at the very end of the video. Bunch of kittens. So I also did change out the door handles like I stated at the beginning of the video. And I'll show you guys that real quick. So there is the new mocha chocolate door handles. Instead of the door handles that I showed you in the house at the beginning of the video were this color, which is this creamy beige. My wife and I both like this mocha colored chocolate. It's called an oak dark handle. To me, I call it mocha. And the reason being is the handle, this leather insert, and the handle were the same color, and then the bottom of the panel, the top of the panel were a mocha brown. I'm gonna turn the light on. There you go. It's easier for you guys to see. Now the reason I changed them out is I ordered them, ended up being the wrong color, which is not a big deal, it's okay. I kind of like them, and the reason I like them is because they stand out against this tan, this creamy beige, not tan, but creamy beige. So instead of these 3 items being the same color, it's now these 2 items the same color, and then the handle matches the top and the bottom of the panel. I did that on all 4 doors. I changed out all the interior lights to LEDs, blue LEDs. I painted the rock sliders and the steps, as well as I painted a lot of the frame all the way down, including everything that was under here that was rusted. I cleaned and I painted to stop the rust, as you can see. Except I missed a spot right there. But I painted this cross bracing. I painted the transmission brace. I need to get, as you can see, this front drive shaft is pretty badly rusted. I need U-joints front and rear. The U-joints on the front are the worst. The rear are not too bad. But I painted all that, and that bolt that goes through the frame that I was talking about is this bolt right here. Goes all the way through this frame. And then that stud, it's got a nut on inside this frame rail. So there's a nut in here, and then smooth shank, and then another nut goes on, and that's where that round bushing goes with that bracket. So, and I did paint under here as well. I did miss a couple spots, like the inside of this frame rail right here, but it's not too rusty at all. So that's all the work that was done on this one. And then that panel, that plastic panel with the license plate lights I showed you, goes right here. As you can see, this handle is pretty badly rusted. So I'm thinking of looking for another door, limited 4-wheel drive, Toyota back door, hatch door, because even this antenna, or this, not antenna, but this windshield wiper in the rear is kind of rusted out, it's breaking off. So I'm gonna look for another door in this creamy beige color, and just put a whole new door on it. Hopefully I'll find a door that was in, the Western Hemisphere, or, the Western states, and we'll get that fixed. But I'm gonna put that back on for now. This badging is actually still gold, and I'll give you guys a tour of the vehicle on the next video. Just wanted to show you what I painted, what I've gotten done. I painted up here for the frame rail and the brackets and everything, trying to get rid of the rust. I'm gonna take some parts off of my SR5, Sky. She's gonna be down for a little while. So I'm gonna take parts off of her, The headlights, I'm going to take the HID headlights and the fog lights. I'm going to put them on the limited, and I'm going to wire up a custom stereo because this truck does have the original stereo. Figured I'd show you guys a little bit at the very end of the video. So this actually has the original intake. I'm going to put my cold air intake system in here. That's from the SR5 until I buy another one. And then I'm just going to put this one in my SR5 just so nothing gets into the engine. But this actually has the original stereo, the original climate control unit. That actually does work. The security light is flashing. The immobilizer and everything works on this vehicle. It actually says, this vehicle equipped with a Toyota theft deterrent system. And on that window it says immobilizer. And the immobilizer does work. This vehicle also does have remote start. All this wood grain trim I have coming, brand new. This piece down here, this piece, these two pieces right here, as well as all the switches I got coming, because you can see that the hazard switch is kind of fallen back and it's broken. But that's what I got for you guys today. Just a quick update and parts list. And got a bunch of kittens. But that's all I got for you guys. I do appreciate you guys stopping by. Here's all the parts that I got. That's quite a bit of parts from Toyota. I will get you guys, I'll do another video and update you guys on the transmission pan that has the other section of this tube, as well as a couple other items, and I'm sure I'll give you guys updates on more items as we go. I do buy these 715-1806 vacuum cap assortments. I buy a lot of these from Napa. They work great. As you can see that I have several of them. I got 4 of them. 4 of these. And then I have this kit right here, which is a number 3704 vacuum cap assortment. These are the little ones you can use for carburetors, stuff like that. That's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Real quick, actually that is not all. I should show you the last item. Last item is the power steering pump and power steering system lines, the high pressure line and the return line. So this is a tube assembly pressure. It is 44410-35570. This comes with the brackets, all 3. That one, this one right here. This one goes to the passenger side front rail, right where the pump goes. It also comes with a brand new sensor, which is why I showed you guys that sensor earlier that was removed. It also shows that it was torqued, high and low side. The banjo bolt is the only thing I didn't buy is the banjo bolt, and I already have the banjo bolt. The banjo bolt is right here, and the pump came with new, I actually have several copper washers, and I've got 2 copper washers here. This is for the pump. This came with the lines. These lines right here. This came with the lines. And then this came with the pump. So I ended up with extras. And then this came with the power steering rack. So extra bushings pretty much everywhere. Extra everything everywhere. So these lines are not cheap. These are $500, but my brackets right here are completely rusted out. The bushings are gone. My lines are pretty shot. I actually had to cut the rubber on my lines because of the fact that I couldn't get them off. So $500 isn't bad. It comes with brand new mounting hardware for the frame. trying to get rid of as much rust as I possibly can. But that's all I got for you guys. I do appreciate you guys stopping by, checking out the video. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, smush the bell notification icon for future updates. Go check out my Amazon affiliate links, my Acme Tools affiliate links, my DJI Electronics affiliate links, as well as my Ohio Power Tools affiliate links. I also do have an Ulsa Tools link down in the top of the description below that will get you 10% off your order, ulsatools.com, as well as it will kick me back 10% off. So if you guys use it, it does help me save a little bit on my next order as well. I do appreciate you guys stopping by, checking out the video. I got quite a bit of stuff here. I know it was a longer video, but lots of parts. I got some more parts coming, as well as I got some more items from eBay coming, so we're going to do some more unboxings, as well as, you know, show you what I picked up. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope it helps. Please let me know if this video helps you buy parts for yours. And I hope to see you guys on the next episode. You guys all have a safe day. Peace!